Hello, our listeners and viewers, and welcome to Continuum, the podcast series by Careernet. Here, we uncover insights that make business success happen. I'm your host, Ranjit Singh Narang, and today's episode is very special. I want to take you to Diligent, a leading governance, risk, and compliance SaaS company that gives organizations tools and solutions they need to bring clarity to complex risk, elevate impactful insights, and get ahead of world that is constantly evolving. Every day, Diligent directly impacts many of the world's most influential leaders to guide their organizations. 1 million users and more than 700,000 board members and leaders rely on Diligent software to connect insights across governance, risk, compliance, audit, and ESG to drive greater impact and lead with purpose. Diligent is continuing to grow in Bangalore as they grow a second center for global product innovation with over 300 employees in Bangalore today. An exciting further growth expected this year. Globally, Diligent has 2,500 employees. To talk with us further about Diligent, we have Rhianne Joyce, Director of Talent Acquisition at Diligent, as our guest. Rhianne is a talent acquisition leader who has been with Diligent for 6 years and is responsible for leading the Diligent international team. Rhianne has proven experience of successfully formulating and implementing talent acquisition strategies and is incredibly excited about Bangalore's growth that will continue this year. Welcome, Rhianne.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Moving on to the topic, today she is with us to share her experience of being a TA leader at Diligent and how the company attracts, retains, and nurtures top talent in today's competitive landscape. She will also talk about the culture of Diligent, which fosters inclusivity, diversity, and relentless pursuit of excellence, making it not just a workplace but a vibrant community where talent thrives and idea flourishes. Now that you have completed 6 years at Diligent, Ryan, tell us about your journey and what has been the main reasons you have stayed with Diligent for past 6 years.
Yeah, thank you. So, diligent at 6 years, it feels like I'm part of the furniture, but I've had a tremendous journey with Diligent and have seen the organization scale and grow from, when I joined in 2018, having 500 employees right up to 2,500 now where we are today. And there's been a significant amount of both organic and acquisition growth along with that. So I really think that what has kept me at Diligent for the past 6 years is one, professional growth. There is never a dull day at Diligent. So there has always been a lot of excitement over the years and the change, right? I think that we are constantly looking to be as innovative as possible and to take great strides within the SaaS industry and continuously be the market leaders in what we do. So there's been a ton of learning opportunity. And I really think, about the people that I work with. I think we have a great team. Many of the people that I work with today, I have worked with for the past 6 years. And so we genuinely we're passionate about Diligent, about the growth of Diligent. And so that has really helped me, remain incredibly engaged over the last 6 years.
No, exactly. I can kind of correlate, when you have a lot of known faces around you, working together and scaling up, it kind of gives you a different motivation to work together.
Yeah,
You've
absolutely.
been to Bangalore and other Indian cities. What has been your experience with India, Ryan?
So I recently went to Bangalore earlier this year to spend some time with the team as we kicked off our recruitment initiatives, and I loved it. It was my first time in India, and my team were incredible. They took me out every day, including the weekends, very early starts. But it was amazing. I think the people were amazing. by far one of the most welcoming countries I've ever been to. Wherever we went, people were just so friendly and just wanted me to have a great time and try and see as much of the country as possible. So yeah, I think, vibrant culture, beautiful sights. I only really scratched the surface. So I'll definitely be taking another trip out there as soon as I can.
Yeah, we eagerly wait for you to have your another trip and explore India as much as possible.
Yeah,
Excited to host you once you're back next.
thank you.
Can you tell viewers more about Diligent and its India growth plan?
Absolutely. So, a little bit about who Diligent are in general is we are the world's leading governance, risk, and compliance SaaS provider. So, revenue, we are. We have more than $600 million in annual recurring revenue. 1 million users use the Diligent platform, and that is split across 25,000 customers in over 130 countries. So very well established organization globally. And ultimately, what do we do, right? So we empower leaders with the technology, insights, and confidence to drive greater impact and accountability through modern governance, through risk, ESG, and compliance. So ultimately, our products allow some of the world's most influential leaders to shape their thinking and drive change within their organization. So our India team, if I talk a little bit about India, because that's ultimately what we're here to talk about today. Out of our 2,500 employees, we have over 300 employees in Bangalore. So the Bangalore team has seen some really significant and exciting growth. I joined leading the Bangalore team about 2 years ago, where we had, I believe it was just under 100 employees. We've now tripled that to 300. And our India team is made up of a very diverse pool of employees across, engineering, product management, product design, right through to customer support, customer success, accounting, HR, our professional services function. So really, really diverse group of individuals that we have locally. And why are we scaling as an organization? So here at Diligent, we are currently in the middle of a technology transformation. So we are ultimately we're streamlining our products into one cloud and one platform. So our teams are actively involved in migrating certain products to the cloud, to AWS, and then seamlessly integrating these with what we have now as called our Diligent One platform. There's been a significant amount of progress, which we're super excited about. And to help us on that journey, we are focused on hiring Bangalore's top talent in order to help us support our ambitious growth plans.
Incredible stats. The work which Diligent seems to be doing in India is quite impressive. Being in heart of Bangalore, which is Silicon Valley of India, where growth is bound to happen, will be good to understand the values that define Diligent.
Absolutely. Well, here at Diligent, we truly live by three values. We want to keep it simple, but we drive client impact. So our clients come first. We are an innovative group of people who ultimately are servicing our clients and global communities to enable them to drive better outcomes for themselves. Two, we champion modern governance. So as a team, we're united to change the world. We dream big. We want to change the world to empower leaders and organizations with impactful governance, risk, compliance, ESG, technology expertise. And then three, be diligent, right? So what does that mean? We are a collaborative and global team. We are authentic. We have a commitment to transparency, and we want to hold ourselves accountable to doing what's right. I really pride, not only myself but our shared vision on ultimately what does the future of business look like? What should it be? And so when I think about our culture, it's a real dynamic fusion of ambition, innovation, hard work, and that resonates from right from our teams right through to the cutting edge products that we develop. We want to push boundaries. We want to redefine norms. we don't settle. But I think if I think about Bangalore, and something that I was fortunate to even experience myself is all of the above. But Bangalore has, like many of our local regional sites, a real familial atmosphere that goes beyond the workplace. So the team really come together for things like festivals, religious celebrations. They prioritize giving back to the local community with regular kind of charity work. The team are genuinely invested in making Diligent a positive place to be. And so I was really excited to really experience that, even right from the social events together, the lunches, the breakfast, the time that the team really value in bonding and building relationships is something that I think makes the values and the culture locally in Bangalore really special.
Well, that's good to know such vibrant culture that you've kind of fostered in India Center. As a global capability center in India, what's unique about Diligent and how does it differentiate its employer brand from the industry competitors?
Yeah, and I thought a lot about this one, because having seen Diligent change over the years, and our competitors, and how do we keep up with the pace of an evolving SaaS industry, and I think where it really came to at the heart of it was being able to make a real impact. So being part of building the software company for the future, and we ultimately are making a positive change in order to help the world be a more sustainable, equitable, and better place. And so I just think that's super powerful from a perspective of, okay, if I'm a software engineer starting out my career, to say that I get to be part of building a platform that some of the most influential leaders in the world will be using, I just think that's super cool in general, and really impactful for anyone at any part of their career, but particularly for those who may be starting out. One of the things I have personally always loved about Diligent, and I believe sets Diligent apart, is your ability to make change right from entry level positions to an executive. All voices are heard at Diligent. And so what makes us different is our ability to scale and grow at pace as an enterprise organization, but we're really able to keep the agile, the creativity, and empower a space for our employees to constantly look at better ways of doing things, to be more innovative, to think about, how can we leverage our existing teams, the really talented people that we have on board, help us find solutions to problems, right? And whether that problem be big or small. And so I think that's just like a really special niche that we have, the ability to be, whether you're early in your career, whether you're an executive, your voice will be heard. You absolutely have an opportunity to make an impact and be highly visible within the organization. And we recognize that. We celebrate it. We celebrate the small wins. So I think Diligent can most definitely, allow you to feel like a super close-knit organization where you can make impact quickly, yet have the stability of an enterprise organization, that has, so that's one of the things I found really exciting. I think, people, learning opportunities, Diligent is heavily known for, we have passionate people, right? We have creative people who want to do better, who want to move faster, who want to develop products that are going to be used by super influential leaders. So I think, I would say it's about the people that you work with, and really about your ability to make an impact is I think really what sets us apart.
That's required, and that's awesome to know. That culture is such that people are free to talk, free to express, take initiatives, and drive those initiatives. That kind of differentiates. From the other organizations. Yeah. So as you're kind of significantly ramping up, India team, and India is going to be playing a very strategic role. It becomes imperative for the audiences to know what are the specific roles currently in demand with Diligent India, and what key skills can help a candidate land these role in your company.
For sure. So, as I mentioned briefly earlier, we're recruiting across a wide range of positions in Bangalore. So we currently have 100 open positions, which is kind of crazy to think. So we have 100 open positions across software engineering, product management, security teams, systems and networking, customer success, accounting, HR, professional services, and our customer support teams. So we really do have something for everyone coming out of Bangalore, which I am personally super excited about. So, would welcome all kind of listeners, watchers to check out our career site, or feel free to even reach out to me directly to learn more. We couldn't be more excited to scale another region. And so I think when I was having to think about this last night, and when I really think about, okay, what are the key skills that are going to be super important for anyone who is interested in a role at Diligent, or would like to grow their career at Diligent internally, and I kind of bucketed it into 4 areas or 4 skills. The first being solutions oriented. We want to hire people who will go above a problem, around a problem, through a problem to solve it. And I think that comes with an element of being curious, right? And we want to hire people that like to ask questions. They want to learn more. They want to understand the why behind things, which I think are 2 key skills which are imperative for anyone who would want to work at Diligent. Innovative. We want our people to feel empowered to make creative suggestions, to think outside the box, to identify new ways of doing things. Whether Diligent is the first company that you've ever worked at, we want to hear from you. We want to hear maybe why something could be done quicker or smoother, or nobody shies away from being able to share their ideas. And then lastly, I think it's about being a team player. We spend more time with people at work than we do anywhere else. And I think some of our biggest wins have been through brainstorming with our team and getting together in a room, or, virtual rooms, picking up the phone, whatever it might be, in bashing our heads together and thinking about, how we could do things better. And so I'm a big believer in celebrating the little wins along the way, and taking pride in what we do, because we can sometimes get lost in, just moving really fast and not acknowledging things that go well. So we celebrate the little wins along the way. We take pride in having diverse and close working teams who want to win together. So, I'd say solutions oriented, curious, innovative, and a team player.
Yeah, quite rightly said. And I'm kind of quite impressed, with the characters you've listed that you would want to see in your team members: being a team player, solution oriented, being curious. I think these are important aspects, which is quite essential these days for any individual and professional to kind of grow and scale up professionally. Yeah. So, in the process, what measures does Diligent India take while you're hiring, in numbers, specifically in India, to ensure diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace? And how does this contribute to the overall success of the organization in your viewpoint?
So yeah, absolutely. So Diligent India is deeply committed to fostering diversity, equity, and inclusion. We strongly believe that it's not only a moral imperative, but also a strategic advantage that ultimately drives innovation and overall organizational success. It's also super important to make sure there are measures to actually undertake and ensure DEI. So some of the measures that we hold ourselves accountable for would be, one, if we start off right at hiring, ensuring that you have diverse hiring practices. So, implementing inclusive hiring practices to attract a diverse pool of candidates, such as, using diverse job boards, ensuring that you have diverse interview panels who have been trained in, bias training to ensure that our employees and our managers can recognize and mitigate unconscious biases throughout the hiring process. That is coupled with regular training on DEI and ensuring that our managers, that we're conducting regular workshops, seminars, discussions on DEI topics to really raise awareness and promote an understanding among our employees. Two would then be our ERGs, our employee resource groups. So we really empower our ERGs that cater to the different demographics within our workforce. And our ERGs really provide a platform for employees to connect, share experiences, and really advocate for inclusive policies and practices. We also then, if we think about it from a policy perspective, we do have policies and benefits in place that support diversity and inclusion, whether that be, parental leave policies, whether it be our healthcare benefits, whether it be working arrangements. We ensure that we have inclusive policies and benefits. And then I think, something I always have noticed about the Bangalore team is having, a diverse leadership representation, and generally at Diligent, we have always, we strive for diverse representation at all levels across the business, including our leadership positions, to ensure, diverse perspectives are considered in all decision making. And so, just in Bangalore alone, about 32% of our India workforce is female, with about 21% of our technology workforce being female. So, we're constantly pushing. We want to get that as balanced as possible. But I think that in comparison to, what I've seen elsewhere, we really take pride in the fact that we have a number of female leaders across our product and technology organization. And then just lastly is diversity metrics and tracking. So we do track diversity metrics such as, representation across our different demographic groups, to assess and progress, and always really just continuously want to identify areas for improvement.
Well, that's great to know. That diversity and inclusion has been given such a great importance, and the initiatives you are taking to scale this up in India specifically. Now, let me come back to the kind of closure part of this, and few more questions. If you get a magic wand at work, how would you utilize it for Diligent India?
Wow, what a question. If I had a magic wand at work, how would I utilize it for Diligent India? Great question. I think, look, we move fast at Diligent, very fast, and it's incredibly exciting. But we also have a complex product, right? And a complex product that has multiple layers to it. So if I had a magic wand, I would say I would empower all of our teams to have the product and system knowledge that they have at, the 6 to 8 month mark on day one, because I think that would really help their learning and getting up to speed even quicker. So that is how I would wave my magic wand, giving everybody the information that they need to feel completely knowledgeable about our products and our customers and our platforms on day one.
That's a great answer. A great way to put across your thoughts. Now, the last question I have for you is, what's your advice to a budding talent acquisition professionals?
Budding talent acquisition professionals. So look, I'm actually recruiting for one at the moment. So if there are any listening to this who are a budding talent acquisition professional, then I want to hear from them. But I think, my advice to budding talent acquisition professionals, and really probably any professional, is really get yourself out there. Don't be shy to reach out to people on LinkedIn or reach out to people directly, or creating your own personal brand and really putting yourself out there is truly how I would say, that will help you continue to grow in your career, is help yourself stand out from the crowd by, building your own brand, figure out who you are as a brand, right? Like figure out what's your niche and figure out your personality and your tone and your style. And then use it to your advantage in getting yourself out there and not just being a brand for the company that you work for, but representing yourself as a brand as well.
But that's a nice thought, not just representing, but also creating a brand for yourself. And problem solving and standing out from the crowd indeed is the important aspects for any recruiter, to create a mark for oneself. That's
Absolutely.
great. Yeah, it was great. Pleasure having you, Rhianne, and thank you for sharing your thoughts and insights with us.
Thank you.
To our audience, stay engaged for insightful conversations coming your way exclusively on Continuum. Just to ensure you don't miss, please subscribe and like the channel for regular updates coming your way. This is your host, Ranjit Singh Narang, signing off. Thank you so much. See you again.